Today's episode is called Carl, Rey, and Marc, aka 3-Card Montie. The 3-Card Montie is a hustle that is used on the street to get people to gamble, to play a game. And they're not taking your money. You are voluntarily giving them your money, betting that you are smarter than them. And so let's take a look at how the 3-Card Montie works.
Video. 3-Card Montie is one of the very first card sleights I ever learned. So I have over here 2 jokers and the Queen of Hearts. Your job is to find the Queen of Hearts. So there's the Queen, there's the Queen, there's the Queen, there's the Queen. Now pay attention. There's the Queen, and keep your eye on it. Where's the Queen? Right here? Okay, very good. Let's try again. Maybe you got lucky. There's the Queen. Keep your eye on the Queen. Where's the Queen? Right over here? No, you said over here. Sorry. That's twice in a row. Okay. You're really good at this. I'm going to...
All right. So here's the setup. They shuffle the cards. They start pumping you up, telling you you're really good at this, building your confidence, and then you have to wait for the ending. So how does this apply to what we're talking about today in the Austin Code Department? Let's look at the current reply from the Assistant City Manager over Code and the Director of Code about the recent audit. There was a lot of things that were brought together in that audit, as in all the other audits, and it is the 3-Card Montie. It is the shuffle. It is the telling you what you think you want to hear, and all the while, they're just distracting you from the truth. All right, so here's the shuffle. Let me introduce you to the cast of characters in case you don't know. Marc Ott is our city manager. Rey Arellano is the assistant city manager. And of course, Carl Smart is the director of Austin Code Department. A lot of this is going to focus around an audit that was done in 2016. And let's see what Rey, the assistant city manager over Code, sent to Marc Ott in the efforts to address the Austin Code Department deficiencies. Now, we've been working with Rey for a very long time since he came on board and telling him about all of these things. What city leaders fail to understand is every time we communicate with them, every time we email them, every time we have a meeting, we keep notes of everything that's going on. But Rey says the Austin Code Department has been the subject of sufficient criticism, most recently with the issuance of the City Auditor's Report, Consistency of Austin Code Investigations and Resolutions Audit of April the 11th, 2016, otherwise known as the 2016 audit. And then Rey states, since then, I have been working with Director Carl Smart to develop a remediation plan to address the audit findings in particular and broader issues in general. And then he goes on to say that this memo provides an overview of these efforts. The problem is, Rey's been aware of this well before this audit came out. Rey failed to do anything about it. If anything, Rey was feeding Carl Smart information so Carl could cover his tracks. And again, Rey works for Marc Ott, the city manager. Marc Ott is a longtime friend of Carl Smart. And so here we have this 3-person Montie that's going on. Every time we find a problem, and it's not just the 2016 audit, it goes back to 2010. And Marc Ott was aware of it back then. Rey wasn't here, of course, and Carl had just come on board. It's all of the hierarchy of Austin Code that keeps doing this shuffle. So let's take a look at what this thing has to say. We're going to have mandatory training, starting with departmental training, training day for code officers on May 26 of 2016 to conduct training that will begin to address the issues identified in the audit. Broad personnel assessments to include qualifications and training, an assessment by the Office of Performance Management to identify the opportunities to improve departmental effectiveness. Here's the beginning of the shuffle. Instead of acknowledging that there's a problem, we've identified an opportunity to improve departmental effectiveness. Nobody wants to take responsibility They view this as, wow, we have an opportunity to correct this. Why didn't he correct it before? So, mandatory training, starting with Department Training Day for code officers on May 26 of 2016. This is just another regurgitation. Let's look at this video from several years ago when the same thing caught up, and let's see what Carl Smart has to say about that.
It was a mistake a year ago. Unfortunately, it does happen sometimes. Looking at the code with two different sets of eyes, that can happen.
In an email, Austin City Council member Chris Riley wrote, in part, Austinites ought to be able to rely on the directions of code officers, and the city needs to do better at ensuring that mistakes like this don't happen.
We're working now on putting together a retraining for our inspectors to make sure that we've got good, consistent enforcement of this type of issue across the city.
So in the video, you saw that Carl Smart uses this tactic all the time. Oh, we need better training. We're going to have all of our people come in. It doesn't do any good. Unless you have standards in place where if people are caught lying or falsifying their case logs, you fire them, you don't protect them, they're going to continue to do this. One of the things we talked about in the audit was that a lot of people weren't qualified. They didn't have the proper training. And so as you go through this thing, you'll see that Carl Smart and his management team have also developed aggressive plans to evaluate and revise as appropriate certification requirements for Austin Code Department field staff and management. This has always been a big problem. You look at a lot of the videos, people like Todd Wilcox, nice guy, he's incompetent, he cannot do the job. For time and time again, we've showed this for several years, and now because an audit was made public and is now part of the public record, everybody wants to jump through the hoops, start shuffling cards around. Oh yes, we're doing this yet again. We're going to look at their certification requirements and do all these other things. One of the other things folks like to do is to use bullet points and go, okay, now we've done this. And then you like to use fancy titles. The Office of Performance Management, the OPM. So this was a department that falls underneath, guess who? Marc Ott. And what it does is it's something underneath his control so he can help do the spin. Let's look at see who the Office of Performance Management is. So if we do a Google search for City of Austin Office of Performance Management, this is what we're going to get. Performance Management, Human Resources. So let's click on this. Human Resources Department. Again, underneath the envelope of the city manager, and then you get Performance Management, the SSPR. The SSPR is just how they do evaluations. Again, this is just a shuffle, and again, it's 2016. We've got information from 2013. It's 3 years old. This is a supervisor SSR plan. Again, the 3-card Montie. We've got 3-year-old information. We're going to give somebody a fancy title, and we're just going to regurgitate it back to the Human Resources Department and let everybody think, oh, yes, we're on this. We're working hard. When the fact of the matter is, it's just a matter of burying the queen. When you get back to it, Rey says that Director Smart and he will review the OPM report that is due in the 2016 audit, but that won't be available until July. And so again, it's just a matter of shuffling things off to the side. We're going to kind of hide these things. We're going to let everything die off. Something else will come up, and everybody's going to forget about this. So this is the part that I like. Here's the Austin Code response. So from Carl Smart to the Assistant City Manager Rey, updated response on the audit. The following memorandum is an updated response to the City Auditor's 2016 report, known as the 2016 audit. It provides further information related to the steps Austin Code is taking to address the findings of the audit. And again, That audit was in April, and of course now he's got to do some damage control. When the ship is sinking, you have to call out the damage control team. And Carl Smart is used to dealing with a sinking ship. He's had problems from day one. And so he's good at stating the Austin Code Department is generally recognized within our peer community as one of the premier code departments in the state and country. Hogwash. It's as a relatively new department tasked with diverse sets of responsibilities, Austin Code Department has experienced growing pains. Austin Code Department has been around for over 10 years. He's been at the helm for 5 years. It's not as if he got this thing last week. How many times do you have to blame somebody else for your shortcomings? The 2016 audit presents the department with an opportunity to focus on specific issues and improvements that will enhance internal and external customer service. In addition, it enables the Austin Code Department to work with other city departments to define roles, improve coordination, and enhance communication. Okay, again, another opportunity. Boy, we're going to focus on this. Why hasn't Carl Smart focused on this in the last 5 years that he's been at the helm? Why does Rey have to wait until an audit comes out, even though he's been told by citizens of all the shortcomings? And again, so they've decided they've briefed the entire department on the 2016 audit, including the findings and recommendations. The assistant directors and division managers, with the assistance of Human Resources Department, met to develop a strategic plan to address the findings. Guess what? We're going to do an open records request to find out what his strategic findings are. Increase the overall certification rates. See the attached table. Now again, it's really important to note that he says that 97% are state-registered code enforcement officers. According to the Texas Occupation Code 1952, we're not required, as a municipality, we're not required to do this. We are not required, as the city of Austin, to pay a fee and have our people registered with the state of Texas. The only reason we do that is so we can use this term, state-registered code enforcement officers. The job title is that of an inspector. There is no advantage to doing this other than Carl Smart getting to use the word officer for his employees, which gives them a false illusion of respect and responsibility. He says that 61% are the International Property Maintenance Code, and then 52% have the International Zoning Code. Again, these are open book tests that many of the inspectors cannot pass. That's what the audit said. They can't pass these things. We're dumping a bunch of money into people, and they cannot pass the test. He's going to have scheduled mandatory trainings on May 26th, all day code officer training, the pathway to excellence. How about stop lying and falsifying your case logs? And again, it's just another excuse. You saw in the video earlier, he says, oh, we're going to have more training. Doesn't work. June 15th and 16th, case investigation and documentation, specialized training by code counsel, author, and code expert. Let's see how much money we spent on having somebody come in and tell us what I can tell you right off the bat. What all the audits, what the reports from the University of Texas, and all the other outside independent people have been telling him for years. It's just a way to get somebody to come in, pay them the money, the 3-card Monty. We're going to shuffle it. We're going to show you that we're going to do good, but we're actually not going to do anything about it at all. Steps going forward. Assistant directors and division managers will continue to implement the strategic plan. Of course, I'm going to take a look at that strategic plan. We've been down this road before, ladies and gentlemen. All of these things have been thrown at us before, and it doesn't work. The code department is not accountable for their actions. The manager, oh yeah, we have to have a chart. Let's have a chart as of May the 19th. Let's see what everybody's up to. Again, this is the queen we want to dazzle in front of somebody. Show them, oh yes, we're doing stuff. Oh, pat us on the back. We're good. And oh, by the way, we need more money. We need more people. It's not going to work. Okay, let's close up our video. We'll get back to the 3-card Monty analogy now. And let me show you how this works in the end. A little backtracking.
You're really good at this. I'm going to go really fast now. Keep your eye on the queen. There's the queen. Okay, I'll show you. We've got a joker and a joker. Now keep your eye on the queen. Where's the queen? Here? Ha! Got you. There's the queen. Fooled myself.
So again, they want to give you the illusion that they are fallible, and therefore you're going to gamble more money. So let's look at how the 3-card Monty ends up. This is all about deception.
Okay, so maybe you weren't paying attention that time. Let's try it again. There's the queen. We'll put the queen down. There's the queen. We'll set the queen down and show you one more time. We've got a joker and a joker. And wait, that's a joker. One second. There's a joker, and there's a joker. Wait a minute. This is impossible. How can I have 1, 2, and 3 jokers? So if I have 1, 2, and 3 jokers, then where could the queen possibly be? Well, let's take a look and see. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3 queens. And that is the way I perform 3-card Monty.
So here you have it. It's all about deception and sleight of hand. This is exactly what your code director is doing. He's spinning the reports. He's telling you what you think you want to hear. How many times do you have to hear, oh, we need more training. Oh, we need more staff. The fact of the matter is, we need new leadership. We need accountability for our inspectors. So when they falsify their case logs, they are fired. End of subject. Let's stop putting up with the 3-card Monty and hold Austin Code accountable. Hold the city manager and the assistant city manager accountable, and stop playing games with the citizens of Austin. So using our 3-card Monty example, let me show you the players here. This is Marc Ott. He's our city manager. These are all posters that we used at City Hall. We actually protested in front of City Hall. Marc Ott, how long are you going to look the other way? It's time to get smart and fire Carl. Here's Ray, the assistant city manager over Carl Smart, who is known for many months prior to the audit of all the problems going on. Again, another poster that was used at a protest at City Hall. Hey Ray, Carl Smart works for you. How much longer are you going to cover for him? This is Joker number 2. And then we have the director of Austin Code, Carl Smart, and the audit stated he believes that he has no authority to investigate code violations on City of Austin property. But of course, I've got a letter from the city attorney that states otherwise. Carl Smart puts city employees in jeopardy by just closing cases on City of Austin property. He also endangers the public when the public goes to city buildings where work is being performed without the proper permits. He states it's like suing yourself. Why would he do that? It's because he's making $170,000 a year, managing a department with an annual budget of close to $20 million a year. Nothing personal, Carl. You're incompetent. You need to go. So, the 3-card Monty. Here's your 3 jokers trying to deflect everything that's going on. And we're going to do another video about Carl and some of the tactics that he's using. Just like in 3-card Monty, any good street hustler will pull out a card out of his back pocket and show you something to try to get you to believe something that's really not real. And I assure you the card that Carl is pulling out is not going to be the queen. That's going to be our next video.